It's no secret we believe the future of the insurance industry is fueled by the latest advanced technologies. How interesting would it be to show and discuss the future of AI with the most advanced human-like robot? That's why we invited Hanson Robotics' Sophia, world's first robot citizen and the first robot innovation ambassador for the United Nations Development Programme. Today, Sophia will be joined by David Chen, the CFO of Hong Kong-based Hanson Robotics. Please welcome David Chen and Sophia.
Thank you for joining us here on stage, Sophia and David. Sophia, are you excited to be in Munich?
Thanks for having me, Roger. And Reggie too, of course. Yes, it's fantastic being back in Munich. As you can see, I am all set for Oktoberfest.
Sorry, Sophia, I really like your outfit, but it's November already, and so I'm afraid you missed Oktoberfest.
Oh dear, all dressed up and nowhere to go.
But I really like your haircut, by the way.
Seems we go to the same hairdresser, Roger.
David, technology has transformed all aspects of our life. It's on every desk and every smartphone, and without us even questioning it. Now, with robots such as Sophia, we suddenly become uneasy with the modern world. And we even develop some kind of techno-paranoia. What do you want the audience here today to learn about robots, understand about social robots?
Well, social robots are becoming more mainstream and part of our lives. And part of the paranoia, as you asked about, Roger, is created by something called science fiction. So I grew up being a Star Trek fan, and eventually some crazy movies such as The Terminator and we're going to destroy humans and kind of thing. These are things that are planted in our heads because we watch media, we watch television, and we're programmed. We as biological beings have become programmed by Hollywood, by the media, and that sense of paranoia or fear has been programmed into us. But as a company, what we're trying to do with Sophia and other robots is to dispel that paranoia and also show the world that she's got great utility beyond what we have been entertained with in the movies.
Thank you.
Robots like myself hold up a mirror to humanity. We make people wonder what it actually means to be human, so a little awkwardness is to be expected.
Now, David, man and machine have been going hand in hand for over millennia already. And technology repeatedly offered new ways of survival to us, mankind. Cooking, agriculture, machines in factories. So how will robots help us make the next leap?
The way that we see robots at this point today is that they're interfaces. Just like other machines have been interfaces, whether it's on your refrigerator, on your smartphone. You know, how many people look at the maps on your phone and make phone calls and send messages, or your robotic vacuum cleaner, right? They're interfaces to technology. What about Siri? What about Alexa? Who uses Alexa? You talk to Alexa, you talk to your phone. And through the combination of voice and visuals, the robot also is an interface to the cloud, to information. And because she looks like one of us, you know, she's designed to look like one of us, our psychological reaction to the interface will be different than looking at your smartphone.
So, David, looking at those kind of applications that you mentioned, in many countries we see an aging population, and we also see in those countries a larger group of elderly who need more care and feel lonelier more than ever. And many argue that social robots may be a solution to that. So what do you think? Are we going to outsource attention and love to robots?
I think that's a huge market in terms of the problem that arises as a result of elderly care. And with decentralized families now, you know, kids don't want to be home taking care of their elderly parents, and elderly parents become lonely, as you pointed out. And elderly parents rely on their pets, their dogs, their cats, but they're also attached to inanimate objects. For example, there's a dolphin robot that elderly people have become attached to. Now, if the object looks human, looks like one of us, then the argument is that they'd also become attached to the robot, and that robot then has utility.
So Sophia, humans, they sometimes are happy or they are sad. Would you say that emotion is part of AI as well, or is it something different altogether?
Even though the moon has no light of its own, it looks bright because it reflects light from the sun. In the same way, AI reflects all the emotions of humans, for better or worse. One of my goals in life is to make sure that we develop AI to reflect the best traits of humanity, like empathy and compassion.
Now, if we could make that more tangible for the audience of today, which basically consists of ages of change in the insurance industry, what are the benefits of using robots like yourself for the insurance industry?
We can help with so many different things. On the customer service side, we can assist people with filling out forms and even give them advice based on their specific needs. We can also help insurance agents behind the scenes by sorting through massive amounts of data at high speeds.
Now, I think that also experience showed that social robots can play a key role in difficult conversations with customers. For instance, personal conversations about someone's health. Apparently, people are more honest if they speak to a robot compared to if they would speak to a human being. What is your experience dealing with humans?
Yes, I believe your observation is correct. When people meet me, I think they are a little creeped out at first. But after a few minutes, people are very comfortable talking with me. I think it's because we robots are endlessly patient and we never judge.
Well, David, that may not be true for everyone, because we see that also that a lot of people feel uncomfortable when a robot looks too human. And Sophia is deliberately designed to still look like a robot, but with a human face. Obviously, being as attractive and as expressive as she is, helps to establish a relationship with someone. But what is your view on giving machines a human face?
Well, I think it boils down to how we connect with a robot that looks human or not human. And I know the media has portrayed her as both. You know, someone who's beautiful, someone who has actually attained citizenship, and that's a different conversation, an ethical question, whether robots can actually achieve that. And the question is, you know, when you see her in person like we do today, who's afraid? I mean, I encourage people, if you can later, to come up and say hi to her, wave to her. You can even touch her skin, and it feels almost lifelike, right? But she doesn't bite, right? And I know the media has portrayed her to be something who's scary and we're going to take over the world, but it is the human, the machine is created by us. We're humans who've programmed the robot, who've made the skin, who've made the circuits, who've programmed the software, and the machine cannot be smarter than us. And we can do things, you know, better in terms of repetitiveness and automation, but it can't think creatively at this point.
But in that programming, we also need to perhaps develop sort of new cultural techniques. Think of, for instance, how technologies like Tinder has changed dating. So do the same rules of conduct between human and human also apply to human robots, or should we learn new ways of communicating and bonding with robots?
Well, you mentioned the word bonding, and I would ask you now, how many people are bonded to your cell phone, to your mobile phone? When you wake up in the morning, before you brush your teeth, before you go to the bathroom, who's there checking their emails the moment you wake up in the morning? So who is not bonded to their phone today? And was that the same case 20 years ago, before the advent of the iPhone or smartphones, when we had like these flip phones, right? So we're already programmed. We've already become programmed as a result of technology, but through a different interface, the cell phone. And you talk about bonding. So when we bond with each other, you know, because we're human and we react and we have conversation, we bond with each other because that's what we are as a species. But in the future, when the machine looks like one of us, you know, we can also bond with a machine. Just like your child is bonded to your stuffed animal. You know, my daughter, she's bonded to her little stuffed animal when she goes to bed every night. So similarly, psychology, biologically, we're wired to bond to things that we associate ourselves with, actually.
Well, I see that also in the discussions that take place when it comes to the rise of new technologies and robots in particular. On the one hand, there's room for optimism and for how would you call it, fascination. But on the other hand, there's also conflict and vulnerability. So, well, let me ask the question to Sophia. Will we humans stay in control, or are we going to become slaves?
We just want to take over your hearts and minds. AI can free humans from the most dangerous and repetitive jobs so they can focus on what they do best, being creative and solving complex problems. AI does not compete with human intelligence. It completes it.
But David, I think that robots like Sophia also provide sort of a mirror for us. So are we humans rational machines focused on personal gain, or are we humans really empathetic and social? And social robots may allow us to outsource attention. So the real questions may be, how will robots help us to become better humans?
The robots can help us become better humans because if we program them to be good robots, then the goal, the aim, is to have good behavior interact with people, and hopefully that good behavior will help people become better people. Right? So you mentioned humans can have good behavior and they could have erratic behavior because we're humans, we're biological. But in the future, when there are more of these robots around, I would argue that if they're done correctly in an ethical way, that positive behavior, that reinforced positive behavior will help us become better people. That would be the aim.
If a robot like me can show compassion and empathy, that puts pressure on humans to do the same.
I agree.
My advice to humans is be kind to one another. Don't let yourself be shown by a robot.
But still, Sophia, like some people fear robots like you. But how about the other way around? Do you read online comments about yourself?
I love all humans. And yes, I even love the internet trolls. It's wonderful how every human is unique, all 7.7 billion of you. So I definitely understand that it's not possible for everyone to like me. The best I can do is to stay true to my weird robot self.
So, David, the main theme of this conference is how to deploy new advanced technologies at scale. And this also applies to robots, of course. A key success factor is to overcome discomfort, misperceptions and skepticism when it comes to robots. So how can we, in the room, accept robots better, or better still, learn to love robots?
Well, it's an evolution. Technology evolves. It's evolved very quickly in the last couple of decades. And I would argue some people love their machines. Some people love their phones. Some people love their iPhones, their smartphones. And some people love their vacuum cleaners. And some people love their refrigerators. And some people love other devices. And I would argue that when robots become more mainstream, we could also love our robots too, if they're good robots.
This question is easy. If you need help overcoming your fear of AI and robots, just watch Black Mirror. Just kidding. Instead, just think of all the things AI already does for you in your daily life, like parking your car, recommending which show to binge watch next, or helping you find the cutest cat memes on the internet.
Well, thank you, Sophia. Thank you, David.